want to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Life.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Life, it comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
People die, families cry, praises are given, births are performed, crimes are committed, but life goes on. Day after day, nonstop, time doesn't stand still. Now, I'm not reciting it the way you do,
No, I'm just.
but I'm using this as a symbol for where your love of words started, at least from what I gathered based on your stories.
Yep.
You were 14 years old when you wrote that. That was the first poem you ever wrote.
Yeah.
Tell me what was going on in your life when you wrote that.
It's so funny. Like, I can feel my heart beating through my red shirt. I can feel it beating. 14 years old. I literally just come from a near-death experience. Near death. I didn't write that in. I didn't write that in any of my interviews. Just a poem accompanied with, the words around trigger warning if people are listening, an assault. But I was assaulted by my uncle at 14, and I was I ended up pregnant by him. And I know you didn't know that. And we were raised Jehovah's Witnesses, and we did not believe in abortion. We didn't believe in blood transfusions, right? And so I was, shout to Biggie, ready to die. I was ready to die because I'm a maniac. I know.
Shout out to Biggie.
Shout out to Biggie. Yeah. I was ready to die because I was 14 and I had just gotten assaulted by my uncle. And then 2 months later, I found out I was pregnant. I ended up in the hospital. I was having a miscarriage, and they rushed me to the hospital, and the doctor said I lost too much blood. They said, she's having a miscarriage. She lost too much blood. She needs a blood transfusion or she's going to die. And I did not get a blood transfusion. The court stepped in and they managed to order platelets. It saved my life, but I think I know a part of me died inside on the table. Up to maybe a decade ago, I feel like I started living again. But a part of me died because for the life of me, I couldn't understand how something that is here to save my life, I couldn't get because God deemed it necessary to avoid blood products. That's a whole other conversation. I know.
Yeah.
I know. But the life, it comes, it goes. That's the beginning line of that. Life, it comes, it goes, right? I was pregnant with a life. People die, families cry. I felt like I was going to die. They would have cried, Praises are given, she's alive. Births are performed. Not mine, you know what I mean? I think at the time my uncle had a baby, and not the uncle that assaulted me, another uncle. So it was like praises are given, births are performed. Life it comes and goes. People die, family cry. Praises are given, births are performed. What's the next line? Crimes are committed.
Crimes are committed.
Crimes are committed. The rape. But life goes on. Day after day, nonstop. Time does not stand still. I learned that so early, 14, that whole year. I actually ended up failing the 9th grade because of that. praises are given, crimes are committed, but life goes on day after day, nonstop. Time doesn't stand still. So I knew at that moment I had to, like, shit, this is life. It doesn't matter if you got raped. It doesn't matter if you almost died. It doesn't matter if, you had a miscarriage. None of that matters because life goes on, And I think that's the mentality that is kind of fucked up to have at such a young age. You shouldn't be privy to that. But that's the mentality I had, and that's the sustaining force of me now. But, thanks for that. Yeah, that's what made me an advocate for women. That's what, because I just feel like crimes are committed, but life goes on. Like, what happens? What happens? Crimes are committed every day.
But life goes on.
Day after day, nonstop. Time does not stand still.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
There's so many of us who have had horrific experiences like that as kids.
Yeah.
Girls, boys, and I appreciate you sharing and giving people an opportunity to connect with that part of your story, because once we get through the rest of this shit, they gonna be like, Miko's rocking. So you can make it.
Yeah, you can make it.
And sometimes we see people making it, but don't know how they made it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
acknowledging and sharing that part gives people, I feel, hope that they can make it too.
Yeah.